Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm super excited to have you here. We are going to dive right in to your reading. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. These are general readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I am using this deck to see kind of if there are any challenges, or this deck can sometimes... We've been getting a lot of readings where I'm not sure. I don't like to judge a reading's energy or anything. I don't like to judge anything really, but okay. All right. Is there anything else for Pisces, please, Spirit? Anything else for Pisces? Oh, wow. High Priestess of Water. Well, Pisces, there you are on the bottom of the deck. Literally showing up here for yourself. There is an energy here of something that has been a little chaotic. This can be like a misunderstanding. There's also, with this chaos card, there is an energy of fear kind of floating around, or fear possibly stirring things up, or causing some kind of issue here. There's something here that is coming to an ending and getting a new beginning that's starting. Always an ending means a new beginning. And with this chaos, it's something that has to do with something that was possibly a misunderstanding, some kind of energy that like fear kicked up and sort of brought a whirlwind, or, an energy of change or chaos, to a particular thing. We're going to clarify it. And then you have the energy of the moon with the card that is belonging. This is the House of Night Oracle. And so the belonging also says House of Night on it. And it's like this energy of belonging is like, I know you've been searching your whole life for a sense of belonging, or a feeling of home and acceptance. And it's kind of like here, you are being chosen. You know what I mean? You are like, acceptance is choosing you, and with the moon card on the bottom of the deck, it's like, you got to trust your gut. You got to trust your instincts. So there's something that I feel like is choosing you and saying, okay, you belong here. You're welcome here. And it's something that feels like you've been searching for it for a long time. And it's finally coming in. You have the High Priestess of Water on the bottom of the deck. And this is just a reminder to you that all things change. Like water, we go through many different forms, right? Water takes on the shape of whatever it's inside of. And we take on many forms and many shapes in life. And there is something shifting and changing here. You may be taking on a new shape here, a new energy. And it's telling you, like, even if you don't understand what's going on right now, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, trust your intuition, trust your gut with the moon card, and trust your intuition with the High Priestess card, to navigate the space and just sort of know that it's all going to be okay. So I am going to clarify these two energies, and we're going to dive right into this. Okay, Pisces? What is conclusion and chaos? What can you tell me about that for Pisces? Okay, you're getting spiritual growth and surrender and release with signs on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so this is a situation that you've learned a lot from. It's a situation that has encouraged your own spiritual growth. The sign that it's coming to a conclusion, or that there is a new beginning, or that there's both a conclusion of one chapter and a new beginning into a new chapter, there are going to be signs and synchronicities. So pay attention to this for these Pisces. They may be guiding you in a particular direction. Wow, Jesus. I mean, holy moly. So belonging, and then you're getting self-acceptance. So not only this is okay, manifestation, soulmate, divine guidance. I just give up. Pisces, this deck, okay, this House of Night deck, it has a lot of challenging energies in it, and I am almost always scared a little bit when I'm using it, and I don't like to use it a lot for YouTube. Like I'll use it more like on myself or for friends, because it can be a little confronting. It has some energies in it that can be a kind of difficult. And that is actually why I got it today, to kind of expose any challenges, blockages, difficulties, harder things to kind of talk about. And it is like Pisces, you are on a one-way train. It is like, you may not really totally see it right now, but there is change, and there is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a cycle here, that is sort of releasing you from something that has been very confusing and very difficult. And it has challenged you into some spiritual growth, and it has even challenged your ability to really let go of things and trust the universe. The more we hold on to this energy of chaos and try to process it and try to sort through it and try to make sense of it, oftentimes the worse it gets, not the better. The only way to sort of navigate that space is to give it up to the universe and to really trust the universe to deal with it. Because with chaos, it's like we can't possibly, from our human vantage point, see all the things at play and understand all the moving parts and pieces of the thing. We don't even see it all. And so, when we trust a higher power, that higher power does see it all. That higher power actually holds more sway and influence and more capacity to do something positive with it than we do, even if it's our own life, right? So there's this energy of learning that, exercising that muscle of really letting it go to the universe and just trusting the universe to work it out, knowing that, from your human vantage point, acknowledging and admitting your vulnerability as a human, if that, okay, I don't see it all. Okay, I can't possibly know it all. I can't possibly know what the divine knows. So even though I am the divine in ecstatic motion, the higher power here is going to see things and going to have information and everything that I do not. So I just have to trust that the whole thing is going to work out for the highest and best. I have to release it, and pray for a benevolent outcome to the situation. And the thing is, it's, Rumi said, what you are seeking is seeking you. And that's this final energy that you have here. If you're seeking a soulmate, if you're manifesting, if you are asking for a particular person or for love to knock on your door, that final resting place, that place where you belong, that place where, you have abundance here, and it feels like the 10 of Cups, you also have power underneath that. So this is a strong bond. This is a relationship with a strong opportunity here. It's like you've been manifesting it, you've been asking for it, you've been seeking it, and it is also seeking you. It comes in when we find within ourselves everything that we're looking for in another person. Because once we find it in ourselves, we can see it in another person. We can experience it wholly. The 10 of Cups, emotional contentment shared. We are not seeking to fulfill ourselves through someone else or through the experience of being loved. We are already fulfilled on our own. And this can be hard. As human beings, we want to go, oh yeah, I already do that. I love myself. I this, I that. Can you look in a mirror and look yourself in the eye and really be like, wow, I love you. I accept you completely. I accept your faults. I accept your shortcomings. I accept every part of you that even other people may have at one time said is unlovable or unacceptable. I accept you. I love you. And look yourself in the eye and truly feel it and truly mean it. Because that's a hard thing to do, honestly. Like, I don't mean honestly from me. I mean honestly you with you. It's a hard thing to do. It's not the world. It's like we're born in a state of peace, and then the world is sort of tearing that apart and chipping it away, in challenging that our whole life. And so we learn that parts of ourself are not acceptable, or parts of ourself are not lovable, or parts of ourself, it's better if we weren't like that, we could fit in over here, so we chop it off ourselves. You know what I mean? And this is about accepting the totality of who we are and finding happiness and confidence and strength from within, so that when we're in a connection, we're also able to appreciate those things in the other. And we're not seeking for things that we can't find in a meaningful way outside ourselves until we find it in a meaningful way inside ourselves. All right. So there's a lot happening here, but I'm just telling you, regardless of whether it's the old person or whether it's a new person, and I do feel both energies here. What you are seeking is seeking you, and it is coming in. There's an energy of abundance all around Piscean energy, I feel. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to clarify this a little bit further. These cards are an interesting choice to clarify, but I was guided, so... Okay. This person is saying, we will unite in the end. We meet in my dreams and your love is strong. I just couldn't find the right words to say. My mind has tripped on doubt. My thoughts are trapped in my throat. So this can be a chaos that was brought about by someone who could not express themselves. Someone who, never really stopped feeling that in the end, it'll be us together. But for right now, whatever the reason is in the physical world, we're held back from each other, or there's been this chaos introduced into the situation. It feels like the Tower, and Tower's divine intervention. If we're not ready for a connection that comes into our life, or we're not ready for a connection, period, because we're still developing that muscle within ourselves, that relationship within ourselves, us with us, it's like, we can experience divine intervention. And I don't feel by any means it's just you, Pisces. I feel like it's both of you. Even if it's a new person, it's like they had to get to the point where they had that kind of relationship with themselves as well. If you don't have that relationship with yourself, it shows up all over the place. And it does create issues, and it creates like disharmony and dis-ease in the connection. All right. This energy is being clarified by, I can feel your touch. I want you so much. We rendezvous in the mind. So there is already like a telepathic connection. Even if you're not thinking about a past person, even if you are thinking about a new person intuitively, you may be feeling like something's coming, like a feeling of anticipation, a feeling of, okay, I know there's something around the corner. I know Pisces get those feelings a lot, when something's going to happen. And I know you worry about us. Have peace in your heart. Feel my love. Surrender and release. So I feel like, with this divine guidance, there is this energy of, kind of being led toward what is meant for you. Always seeking even the guidance to know what is meant for us or what isn't meant for us, or where to look now. There is a strong star kind of energy here, which is kind of giving me a lot of hope and optimism and healing. you have on the bottom of the deck, my darling, please have just a little more patience. So this is something, it feels like divine timing is at play here. It feels like there is this energy of really needing to accept the self, whether that's you, your person, or both of you. Until we accept ourselves the way that we are, we can't really accept someone else. We can't really love someone else the way that they are, free of judgment, unconditionally. What does Pisces need to know here? What does Pisces need to know? All right. Well, there's definitely change coming. Okay. So you have this King of Swords sideways with the Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. And then you have the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Pisces, there's almost this feeling, okay, that you may have chosen to go after something that you desire in life. I feel like the wheel, I said the world, but it's the wheel, is turning in your favor. It's an energy of, when the wand is an interesting suit. I love the wands. The wand itself is kind of our sole purpose. The Ace of Wands, it's like getting an opportunity to do something that's closely related with our sole purpose. And that's why we desire it so much, because it does resonate deeply within us. And with the Knight of Wands, there's something here where you are really following or pursuing something that is in deep resonation with that sole purpose. And when you do that, it's like the rest follows, as within, so without. You have to have courage and you have to have confidence to go for what you want in life. So I feel like there's this energy of where you're sort of coming into alignment and you're pursuing it. I feel like you're working with someone, or there's someone here, possibly an air sign, although I don't really get that strongly. I more so feel fire, but it can be an air sign. And actually, I don't know why I feel like the energy of Aquarius here, but there's just this... with the King of Swords, it's an energy in flux. And when I think about the aspects of the King of Swords that are probably most likely to be the ones that are in flux, we'll clarify it. But there's kind of a hands-off but hands-on approach. In other words, it's like I'm not letting my feelings affect my decision making or affect what I'm saying or what I'm doing here. I'm doing it from a space of, this is what makes sense. This seems like the right thing to do. The right thing to do, man, that's tough, because that's a matter of perspective. No matter what you do, there are going to be people who agree with you and people who disagree with you. And so it's the right thing to do from within, or whatever your perception of what that means and what that is. You know what I'm saying? It's a complicated situation, but I feel like there's something here where either someone was afraid to do the right thing. This can also be some type of communication where it's like someone is learning how to better communicate, or how to better, do what is in alignment. Yeah, wow. All right. So some of you may have been dealing with people who talked in circles and in riddles and in, with the Seven of Cups here, there's an energy of, someone that's pulling from so many sources that they almost like create confusion. It's like there may be some type of basis in those things, but when you put them all together or you string them together like that, it actually creates confusion, and it's sort of intentional. I'm thinking of a very specific example here, and I just hesitate to say it because it's political in nature. But it's like, sometimes you do hear, if you do listen to politicians, regardless of who they are and regardless of what point of view they have, they'll say things that are actually very contradictory to each other. They're, they don't really equate. They're not really, there isn't, Ooh, I'm just going to leave that there and hope that you guys understand. But there is this energy of someone who may have really left you confused. You may have gone to them and asked a question, and then they sort of took that ball and ran in circles to where it's like you were so confused that it's like you almost couldn't even remember what your question was. Or, you walked away from it being like, well, they answered the question, like they said a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm not really sure how to take it. And it almost feels like what they were saying, like, I love you, but I can't act on that right now because da 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 da. And you were like, okay, I heard you say I love you, and I heard you say you can't act on it right now, and I heard you give a whole lot of reasons, but none of those seem like actual reasons to me. Or do you see what I'm saying? It's like something that you walk away from and try to process or try to get clarity from, because we communicate to really understand each other, right? And to heal things that have happened between us. But it's like if you're not really getting a straight answer, because someone who's not really in alignment and someone who what they say doesn't really match how they feel or what they think, like it's there is automatically going to be confusion that comes out because the root of what they're saying comes from a place of confusion. It comes from a place of misalignment. And you're looking for what aligns, and there's nothing that aligns because it's misaligned. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, it's almost as if you may have recognized this in this person. At some point, you may have gotten clarity that this person was misaligned, or that they were talking in circles, or that what they were saying were a bunch of contradictions or didn't really make sense to you. And I think there almost can be for you this moment of clarity where you understand that this person is operating from a place of fear with the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And I feel like it's this person's fear that actually caused them to be misaligned, to speak in riddles, to not really be able to give a straight answer to a straight question. Because it challenged their own, it would have caused them to look within, and it would have caused them to consider emotion. And I just don't feel like this person was necessarily really open to that. With this Sun card here, there is some new clarity. There is some healing. There is, even for this person, even if the clarity is just, wow, what I was saying and what I was doing were two different things, or wow, I was really exposing, I was misaligned and it came out in this way, or it showed up in this way, or I let fear really get a hold of me. Fear and illusion are very strong here in this energy. And now I can see it clearly that fear was playing a role. It can be sort of an aha moment within this person where they begin to understand how, or like what it felt like to be on the receiving end of what they were offering or not offering, or their own internal conflict and how it showed up. They can have clarity on that themselves, on how their fear was almost even exposed through what they were saying or what they weren't saying, or how their words and their actions did not align. But I feel like Pisces with the sun there, I feel like, this person, you saw the potential here. You saw a lot of happiness. It felt like a reconciliation with a soulmate from a past life when you met this person. But it's like everything that came out of their mouth, or everything that it created that chaos. It created that confusion. It wasn't able, you couldn't balance it out. You couldn't find the heads or the tails of it, because this person hadn't introspected enough, wasn't solid enough in what they were saying or what they were doing, and wasn't in alignment enough that it was sensible. Do you know what I mean? That like someone could look at it and be like, oh, clearly this is what you mean. With the Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune here for Pisces. Pisces, you're going places. You got the Chariot coming out sideways and the King of Pentacles here. Yeah, you got the eight of cups here. Pisces, I feel like you have made a choice to sort of clear your energetic field. There's this energy of, being willing to walk away from what's not meant for you, or being willing to walk away from things that are not actually bringing you complete emotional contentment. It's like if you've really invested all that you have to invest in it, and it's not at the 10 of cups or the 9 of cups, it didn't turn out to be what you wanted, or it's not bringing you complete emotional contentment. I feel like you're like, okay, well, I've done the best I can. I can acknowledge that this must be something that wasn't meant for me. I'm walking away from it. And you're freeing yourself from anything that would be holding you back. And I feel like this change that you're making within you and in your own life, and it's affecting your decision making process. It's affecting your ability to be successful or to move like very strongly towards your goals. You may start off here following something that feels very closely related to your soul path, or something that you really really desire, and trusting that you desire it for a reason. It is absolutely leading you to success and to abundance, and all of the rest. You have abundance, you have the King of Pentacles, and you have the Chariot card. And it's like it started with you walking away from things that you knew ultimately you had given all the best of what you had to give to, and it just wasn't panning out. The Eight of Cups is not necessarily a permanent energy. I mean, someone can always like get themselves right and meet you later on in the path, right? But you know that in this time and in this moment, you have given what you can give to it, and it just hasn't panned out. These things are extremely hard to walk away from because you do feel heavily invested. You have 8 cups, and it also is very very hard because it wasn't all bad. If something's all bad, it's easy to walk away. The scale is tipped. You're like, okay, this was all bad. There's no balance, there's no good to even contemplate, right? It's easy to walk away from. But when there's things that are good, and when, 8 cups is a lot of emotion, it's a lot of investment, it's a lot of, I gave the best I had to give. But it's like if you gave all 8 cups, or you gave 6 and they gave 2, or whatever the case may be, it's like it's becoming very clear to you. And especially because it feels like there hasn't been growth for some time with this 8 of cups, it's like it just sort of stopped in this place. It's like, it's a deep soul connection, and you can see the potential here for celebration, for happiness, for long-term longevity. But it's also like, that's not what it's offering you now. And all you can deal with is the reality that's in front of your face now. And all the potential in the world, if somebody's not showing up, and somebody's misaligned, and somebody hasn't, healed, then what can you do? You have too much. You only live once, in this body, in this life, in this moment. You don't want to spend it waiting for somebody else. So there's this energy of turning your focus to what you do desire, and allowing that to carry you towards success and victory, and sort of trusting that if something is meant to be, it will show back up again. Wow. So we have the Four of Swords with the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. I feel there's been an energy here of silence, of not speaking, of not connecting. And there's also been an energy of healing, of contemplating, of meditating, of trying to, it's like thinking about this person or thinking about this connection may be draining. It may even like kind of feel like it's prolonging the suffering. And so there's this energy of not resisting it, but the Four of Swords is more training your mind, becoming the awareness of your thoughts, and not letting them control you, not letting them put you in a state of suffering. You can see the suffering is back here on the wall. It's not through this person's heart anymore, right? So there's this energy of healing. It's not that we have forgotten it just because we're not talking about it and just because we're not suffering. It just means that we have come to a place of peace with it, and that it no longer controls us. It no longer owns us. So this person, if the King of Swords and the Seven of Cups and that Nine of Swords was caused from wounding, I feel this person has been healing. You have the Sun card and now you have the Four of Swords. That's a strong indication of healing in this time where you haven't been speaking. And for you, Pisces, I think it's like you gave yourself the space and the freedom to see something clearly and to understand that, you know, there was a pattern of thinking here that was actually prolonging your suffering, and that you have separated yourself from it, and now you're able to sort of be free of it. You're not resisting it. You're not like actively trying not to think about it, but you're kind of at peace and acceptance with what has happened and where it is right now. And the trust that if something is meant to be, it is going to show up again in your life. I feel like your person, yeah, had a fear of commitment. Exactly. Nine of Swords underneath the Hierophant. Yeah. So it may have gotten to a point with this person where it was like, okay, now we're going to take it to a deeper level. And this person just like bowed out, disappeared on you. Okay, let me clarify the Four of Swords though. Let's see. What is this healing about? Oh, damn. Wow. So, holy crap. You have the Two of Cups with the Four of Swords, clarifying the Four of Swords. So there is an element of healing in this connection. Like that is part of the purpose of this soul contract, was to heal. And it's crazy, right? Because it may have felt a lot more like suffering than healing. But suffering, our suffering is not exclusive. Like, how do I want to say this? When we suffer for one thing, we're not just suffering from that one thing. All of our suffering is in that same space. And when we kind of allow it to come up, when we allow it, when it becomes sort of overwhelming, or it feels like it's all encompassing, or doesn't even have to feel all encompassing, but when it's taking our attention, when it's saying, hey, look at me, hey, pay attention to me, hey, you have to deal with this now. We heal trauma through the grieving process. And so when we grieve anything, we're healing everything. We're doing healing across the board. We're purging, we're releasing, we're letting go. We're crying tears that are coming from deep, deep wells within us, probably even some from past lives. And so there's this energy of part of the reason of this connection was ultimately healing. It was ultimately to free ourselves from suffering, even though we may have suffered in the name of this love, if that makes sense. You have the Nine of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and this is an energy of the wounded warrior. This is an energy of someone who has suffered, who has endured many burdens in life, but has persevered, has always made it through. You've survived 100% of your worst days, Pisces. You're still standing. And it has been an ebb and flow of healing and happiness and, all of the full gamut of experience of being human. And, some of it is pleasurable and some of it isn't. And you take the whole of it and do the best you can with it, right? And so this is that energy of, it has been a journey of ups and downs, but you have survived. You are resilient. You have persevered, and you are healing. And I think you are ready for love, with these two Fours of Swords and this Two of Cups, whether it is with this past person or not, whether this past person has cleared that fear and can step forward and can show up for you or not, you are ready. And the universe knows. The Hierophant is the gatekeeper to the spiritual world. Yeah, Knight of Cups can be. It could be. You have love coming in regardless, Pisces. You have love coming in. All right, let's see what else. What else do you have for Pisces? What else do you have for Pisces, please, Spirit? What else do you have for Pisces, please, Spirit? You just want one? We're just going to talk about the Queen of Wands, really? Okay, you have the Queen of Wands and you have Strength cards. Some of you may be dealing with a Leo. Leo energy just keeps coming up a lot. Leo period of time, late July, early August may be significant for you. What is the Queen of Wands? Oh, wow. Oh, my. Okay, so... Wow, this is someone who, holy moly, talk about Leo energy. You've got the Six of Wands, which is the second deacon of Leo, which is like if someone has a birthday sort of more to the beginning of August. And then you have the Strength card on the bottom of the deck. I'm sorry, I've already said that. You have the Death card in reverse. And so this is someone who is emerging out of kind of like a dark night of the soul. I feel like it is emerging around this concept of commitment with the Hierophant on the bottom of this deck. There's an energy here of kind of taking a look at what is preventing me from being able to commit, what is causing all of the fear and illusion around the energy of commitment. And you can even see on this particular Hierophant, you see how there's like 3 circles at the end of that specter. And then you have this 3 of Pentacles energy with the Ace of Cups here. There's this energy of, in order to have, the 3 of Pentacles is a very, very, very important card to me in tarot, because this is the foundation for every amazing relationship. The 3 of Pentacles, as you can see, here you have someone actually working on building a church, right? And here you have the priest and here you have the architect. So it is the priest that holds the vision, the architect that holds the plan, and the builder that holds the capacity to make it come into reality. When you are in a solid relationship, you are sharing a vision, you are sharing a plan, and you are working together to make it come to life. You're both actively participating in the building of it. And for whatever reason, this person was not able to show up for this relationship in this way to begin with, okay? And even though this person wanted it, they were not able to show up for it. With the Ace of Cups, this is an energy of healing. Wow, damn, look at this. Even on the Ace of Cups, you see that? The 3 rings there of that 3 of Pentacles. This is what had to come together. This is what had to change within this person. They had to be someone that could collaborate, that could show up an equal partner in a relationship, that could hold the vision and hold the plan and prioritize that above all else and put their work first to building this and then to everything else. And they could not do that, and they could not show up for that until they healed something within themselves. I feel as though there is some kind of new beginning coming. And again, this can be a past person. It can be a new person. But it's someone who's emerging. The person coming towards you, Pisces, is someone who is emerging through some kind of dark night of the soul where they've had to acknowledge, admit this, look at this, and heal what was broken within them that prevented them from being able to show up like this. With the Hierophant decides. The Hierophant is the gatekeeper. The Hierophant says, yes, you may continue, or no, you may not. And in order to, in human form, what that is can you commit so that we can get to a deeper level? When we're committed to something, it's a whole other ball game. There's a much deeper level of intimacy available. You have the Page of Swords here. Wow, with the Devil. So there has been a lot of energy holding this person back and preventing this person from being able to move forward or being able to move into these spaces. And I think this person is someone that has been either learning a lot, researching, finding information. They may be spying on you, but this is also someone that's seeking the answer. They're seeking the breakthrough. They're seeking the wisdom, the aha moment that helps break this open within them, that helps bring them to the place where they can commit, where they can show up, where they can be a true partner. You have the 10 of Pentacles underneath that and the Emperor underneath that, divine masculine energy. Wow. Okay, so there is definitely a transformation taking place. When you have the Strength card here, this is where we are overcoming our lower vibrational tendencies to step into our true strength, to step into our true power. With the infinity symbol over our head, this can be a past connection that keeps coming around again. What else do you have for Pisces? Yeah, and you know, this person may have had a lot of trouble receiving the love that you were offering here, Pisces, with the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Wands. You know, a queen is receptive. A queen is open. A queen, you know, is an energy. It doesn't matter masculine or feminine. It doesn't matter. It's an energy of where, you know, some people can't receive and because they don't feel they deserve it, because they don't feel they're worthy of it. And so receiving can be very, very difficult. It comes back to that self-acceptance. When we can accept ourselves, we can receive love, because we accept all the parts of ourselves. There's not any part of ourselves that feels unworthy. Holy crap, this is a powerful connection. You have the Chariot, Temperance, the Lovers, and the Tower. You have the Seven of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Lord, with the Seven of Cups, you guys just keep getting the Seven of Cups. It's making me insane. The Seven of Cups is a tricky energy to navigate because on the one hand, the Seven of Cups is fantasy. It's your wildest dreams coming true. On the other hand, the Seven of Cups is fear and illusion and confusion, you know? And so it's a tricky energy. The sevens, I think for the most part in tarot, are tricky energies because their spectrum is so vast. Let's look at the Tower. Oh, wow. Okay, Spirit. All right. So what I'm getting actually with the Seven of Cups, the messaging that I got the minute that Five of Pentacles came out in reverse is, you know, it is a sliding scale and we can go from one side to the other side, right? So if we're sitting in the shadow in the energy of fear and illusion and confusion, the Tower is something that can come in and clear it. The Tower is something that can come in and bring about a breakthrough and change. And what the Tower is exposing here in this case is someone's Five of Pentacles energy, which is that has to be released because that prevents us from self-acceptance. The Five of Pentacles is, you know, a fear of abandonment, a fear of intimacy, a fear that we're not worthy, a fear, you know, it's all of those things, but it's something that has to be let go of, right? In order for us to completely accept ourselves, we have to be at peace within ourselves. And you see the Emperor coming out on top of that. You see the release of the scarcity mindset, and you see the entrance of the divine masculine energy. This is someone who is completely empowered, someone who is not afraid to make the difficult choice and is not afraid to go for what they want. So this is a radical, radical change, in which case, you know, the Emperor can dream about anything. The Emperor can fantasize about anything. They can make any of their wildest dreams come true because they have the power to do that. They are in their limitlessness. You have the Chariot, the Temperance, and the Lovers here, which is just talking about a way, way, way intense connection. The Chariot is a very balanced energy. Temperance is a very balanced energy. And the Lovers it is sort of the balance between masculine and feminine, the ultimate, you know, balance of energy. So this is bringing something back into balance that had gotten grievously out of balance, or this is about bringing something together in a balanced, harmonious way that has never been together before. You feel what I'm saying? Or at least not in this life. And it's very meant to be. It's very watched over by the angels. The Chariot it's an energy of like when we are pursuing our passions in life, when we are going after what is really important to us and we're really in touch with that, and we see the Knight of Wands here and we have the Knight of Wands here, there's this energy of, when you're on that path and when you are following your true soul purpose and your true desire, that's when you call in your soul family. That's when you call in your soulmate. That's when these things start showing up and these things start happening for you. And so with the Chariot, it's kind of like you're on this energy and you're headed for victory and success. And when you're naturally on that path and someone else shares that path and they're equally yoked with you, you're joining up with other people for victory and success, or a particular other person. And with Temperance here, it's kind of like the divine is at play. The divine is guiding this together. The divine is making it possible, is bringing all of the circumstances and situations and all of the things that are necessary for this thing to be able to come together in a balanced way. And with the Lovers, you're showing up and they're showing up, and you're choosing each other, and you're choosing this path, and you're choosing this victory and success. And you're both able to choose that from a very balanced way because someone has faced their own demons. And this can be that you have done this recently, Pisces, and they have done this. It can be both, but it turns fear and illusion that once stood in the way of someone coming together into, oh my gosh, our wildest dreams can come true, right? I just want to take one on the Seven of Cups. Okay, so we have the Devil in reverse. Yeah, we're releasing the shadows. Wow, with the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So we are definitely moving from the shadow of an energy. We're releasing that. We may have been clinging to it, or someone may have been clinging to it. All the things that could go wrong, all the shoulda, woulda, couldas, all that energy. We're letting that go because that energy is not serving us. It's not serving us in any way. It's holding us back and it's preventing us from living our dream, living our fantasy. So we're releasing it and we're moving toward what is possible here, which is the Ten of Pentacles, the opportunity to have the fantasy, to build something that leads to abundance and security and stability. All right, Pisces. I feel compelled to leave this here, but it's like there's something else I want to know, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm just going to grab this deck and I'm going to see what comes out. Just because I feel like there's still some kind of energy here. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so if you watch my readings or whatever, unrequited love for me is this energy. And I almost said that in this space. It's where someone cannot show up for the relationship. They cannot enter into the Three of Pentacles. They can't hold space. They can't share the vision. They can't share the plan, and they can't do the work. One of those things or all of those things, this person is unable to do. They can't hold up their end of the bargain in a relationship. They have work to do. They probably have wounding that they have left unaddressed or that they haven't handled. It's like they've kind of patched themselves up so that they look okay, but like really they're still bleeding. And when you bleed on other people. You wound other people. So there is this energy here of letting go. And I feel like this is letting go of, lower vibrational energies, of wounding, of, this energy of the Five of Pentacles in reverse, letting go of scarcity mindsets, letting go of things that have hurt, things that are ultimately holding us back from being able to experience our fantasy or our dream reality, and then you have this unknown, and I feel like, it literally says the answer is unknowable at this time. And I feel like, when someone's showing up and they're not able to participate in that Three of Pentacles energy, it's like you can't, as much as the potential is there, as much as the connection is there, as much as, you know, you can just sense the possibility. In the current form, or in the form that this was in at the time, it could not progress. It could not turn into something solid and stable, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. And if someone doesn't love themselves because of wounding, if someone can't accept themselves, they cannot love or accept another person truly and completely. There's still an energy of judgment. There's still an energy of criticism. There's still an energy of holding back. There's still an energy of not expressing, of not being able to connect to ourselves emotionally. There are parts of us that cannot show up for a relationship that are absolutely necessary to the health and well-being of the relationship. So even though the potential is there, and even though the opportunity is there, in the current form, it just cannot move into that space. It can't be fully realized. On the bottom of the deck, you have commitment. On the bottom of the deck, you have the opportunity to fully realize it, to move into a deeper level of commitment, something where, you know, we can explore true emotional intimacy, something where we can share a vision and we can share a plan and we can move forward. So it wasn't possible until this point, until somebody was able to let go of the pain, let go of the wounding, let go of the mindset, let go of the fear. And that is what frees the way. So whether this is a new person or a past person, we've been through some challenging times, both of us, probably. And we have had to face some things, and we have had to let go of some things, and we have had to look into the shadows and into the unknown within us in order to come to this place of self-acceptance where we can show up for a relationship, accepting ourselves and therefore being able to accept the other. All right, Pisces, I'm going to get you some message cards here. I feel like that pretty much just sums up the energy of this reading, and it tells me that we've done it. This is what today's reading is supposed to be about, and we've seen it, and we've done it, and we've uncovered it. All right, if you're dealing with a water sign, you are my destiny. I want to dance across eternity with you. I desire you deeply and eternally. If you are dealing with a fire sign, you are getting, I wasn't looking for this and I don't know how to deal with this. I always hope to have you in my life. So we meet again, my dear, through space and across time. If you are dealing with an earth sign, you are getting, I want to be there for you, there to take care of you. I want to follow you through time and all universes. I was not looking for something like this. Yeah, I feel like you guys got mixed up with somebody who just wasn't ready, wasn't maybe necessarily even on your level. If you're dealing with an air sign, I want you by my side. Can you handle all my scars? I can't bear to build it all again, to watch it all wash away. I love you. I hate you. I can't live without you. All right, Pisces, this is what I have for you. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you some peace and clarity. If it does, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate your support. Always, always, always. You guys always show up for me, and I am very, very grateful. Until next time, Pisces, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.